Beats Planet.
Yo. Okay. All right. So, I was watching two lions kill this other lion. And I was like, man, I could be putting my time into something more productive, and this is after a long day of watching film, because sometimes you gotta look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and you gotta understand what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Not what time in a sense of let me look at my clock and let me quantify the hour of the day it is. No. It's not that, you know. It's what I'm saying is that you got to look yourself in the eye sometimes and realize that you belong to the streets again. You know what I'm saying? You belong to this conglomerate that's bigger than you. You belong to this community that's bigger than you. You belong to this collection of people that look to you. I don't even want to say for guidance. I'll just say for information and affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Just information and affirmation. Whatever your reason is for being here, it's that time. You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the year where we come together and we see a whole bunch of people in the chat box we never seen before. What's up, neighbor? Just. It's gonna be some people in the chat box that we haven't seen in a while. You know, that don't mean that they're any less welcome. They part of this family too. They just chill from July to January or so. You know what I'm saying? You know. We gonna see some names, you know what I'm saying, that we haven't seen in a while, but we're gonna bring them back on in here because it is that time again. It's that time. It's that time. See, some don't want to listen to me talk about, training camp with the I mean, they don't want to hear me talk about the silver and blue, so to speak. And that's fine because I've given all my time from silver and blue from May to December or something. I've given my time. So when it's time to get back into the streets, because that's who I belong to, the time is it's draft time, you know what I'm saying? It's draft time, me and brother Jeff Kavanaugh come together. We talk about draft from a 32 team perspective, but we'll still slip and get some cowboy in there just off accident. We'll just accidentally slip some cowboy in there because that's just where our natural biases lie. You know what I mean? It just naturally ends up being that way. But I belong to the streets, you know what I'm saying? Just, I belong to the streets. So we may be sitting at a card table with the ops sitting across the table from us. That's what we got to deal with. Our Spades partner might be a Giants fan this year. That's just the motion. We may have to get along with a Rams fan this year. It is what it is. My homie said he fresh is in the building. My homie of 20 years. Me and him don't get along when Cowboys play the Vikings, but the Cowboys don't play the Vikings during draft season. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna take this time, this moment, this opportunity to come together and represent for those of us that are not in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's a big ass couch here. You know what I mean? Some people on the couch twice, Miami. You know what I'm saying? Because they got two bricks. You know what I mean? One brick is more profound than the other. But we shall come together and get this draft talk in. You know what I'm talking about? One more war call before we wrap this up. Come on, one more time. One more time. Appreciate y'all for being here. Let me actually mute everything and set the phone lines up. I did everything but set the phone lines up. I sincerely apologize for that. But it is what it is. Y'all might still hear the bing. Let me make sure. Let me just hit this button and see. Let me see. Let me hit this. Okay, cool. We good to go. We good. Somebody on the line already. Raider Bob on the line already. Just he just in there chilling. Hang tight, Raider Bob. Don't you go nowhere. All right. I'm gonna get to the phone lines in a second. For those of you that have come back, welcome. For those of you that may be new here, welcome also. But welcome differently. This is I'm Voch, and I like to talk draft, and I think I've gotten pretty good at it over the years. People have seen me miss. People have seen me hit a lot more than miss. and that's fine. And welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Hit the notification bell because we drop film on this channel. We drop discussions and think pieces on this channel. We do long-ass live streams. We do collaborations with other artists. Me and Jeff do work every Wednesday where we're talking draft. Me and Lieutenant Dan probably drop through. Brandon from Frankly Football says he wants a little bit of the smoke. Then we'll bring everybody in. But y'all interact with this show directly. See, this ain't the other little young means that don't let y'all interact with the show directly. See, my show got a phone number. You know what I'm talking about? See. You can call into my show and do whatever you like and get your little place in line and all that. And, when it's time to talk back to the show, the lines will be, you know what I mean? And I'm going to hop into them. So it's best for you to get in line now. I don't want y'all to be sitting online for 2 hours asking me why I was on hold for 2 hours. Well, because you called in late. That's how this works. You know what I'm saying? That's how this works. I want to talk about a couple of things today. Now that we got everybody in their seats, we got this thing relatively filled up. 250 people off the rip. That is fun. I got some super chats too. Let me address those. Trevor White, drop 5. He say, let's go, Voch. Mike Nolan running the security at the Capitol. That's funny, Andrew. Salute to you. Drop the deuce in the super chat. Naeem, brother Naeem. He says, salute. He dropped 5 in the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. I wanted to talk about the top of the draft. SEAL team leader Eddie Clemens dropped 5 in the super chat. Happy New Year's, Voch. Salute to you again, sir. I want to talk about the top of the draft as I type in Tankathon. That's going to be a very important website for y'all to bookmark Tankathon. You can Google Tankathon NFL and it'll pop right up for you. I think that's a very important resource for everybody because as draft order gets filled out, they have lists of prospects there. If you don't know who's declared and who went back to school, for example, Jordan Davis, the nose tackle from Georgia, he said today on the internets that he's going back to school. So that's one guy that we got to take off our list until he changes his mind, if he changes his mind. Tankathon is a good resource for that. Also, as trades happen, Tankathon will keep us updated with trades. It's just a really good resource. I can look right at it right now and be like, oh, the Jags are picking at 1 and 21 because the Rams gave them that pick. Oh, the Jets are picking at 2 and 27 because the Seahawks gave them that pick. We know that the Miami Dolphins committed highway robbery on the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson want to get up out of there. That's going to be an interesting conversation moving forward. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. They got the 3rd and the 18th overall pick, and I could just see it right here on Tankathon. That's a really good resource for you. So if y'all don't have that pulled up in your situation there, you definitely should. Okay? I can minimize that. Chat box is there. I got my OBS pulled up here. No. I need you on a different screen with your goofy ass. I need you there. All right, now I'm going to minimize you. All right, cool. So I want to get into some discussion about the top. We can go top 18 teams, just the top 9 playoff teams today. And then I want to get into media scouts and how we just can't be trusting what they be saying, especially this time of year. And, of course, we're going to take some of your calls just so we can hear what y'all got to say and just to kind of get y'all's thoughts on whatever it is that y'all want to talk about. All right? Matter of fact, let's get Raider Bob in here early. Oh, the phone lines. Jeez. Oh, there's some people on the phone, boy. Y'all not going to let me talk today. It's all good. We going to boogie. Raider Bob, what's happening?
Well, now, I was talking to Jessica. I said she can go on ahead of me because I know how you treat your women.
Well, see, Raider Bob, you a gentleman and a Scott. See, that's what I like, Raider Bob. That's what I'm saying, Raider Bob. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Raider Bob. I'm about to put you on hold and put Jess on the phone because that's what we do on my show. What's up, Jess?
Hey,
what's
up?
What's happening?
Happy New Year.
Likewise.
Well, first of all, before they go to talking about drafting anybody,
okay,
Dak needs to be fined and paid so we can, so all of that can be squashed about getting Deshaun Watson and all the other people. Look, why is every time somebody cuts somebody, the first thing a lot of these crazy fans want to do is go after other people left over. Eat what you got in your pot.
Right.
Look at what you got in your pot, on your own plate, and eat what you got on your plate. Use what you got.
Right. Now, Jess, I will say
you can look. I'm saying we do need some different additions.
Right.
But right now, the first off part needs to be Dak signed, and no, he ain't going to no Deadskin. I get tired of it. I love that draft time but I get tired of all of this fake news mess. I wish they could have a way while they could just zap all that out. Because I get tired of hearing it every year. Same people get in the chat box saying the same old dumb lame stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Dak not going to no Redskin, and Dak not going to nobody. And the Redskins, they've been talking on their show, talking about they gonna get Dak. I said, first of all, y'all squash that right now.
But
you get your eyes off my quarterback, because when at first every freaking fan base was trashing this man. And even some of the people that claim to be Cowboy fans right along with him on their shows. Not everybody.
Now, Jess,
but I'm just saying they need to stop. They do.
Now, Jess, you know I love you, but this is the draft show now, right? This is the Voch Lombardi draft talk now. So
I'm talking about the draft.
Don't start giggling now. Don't start giggling now. You talk about your Cowboy affairs. We're gonna do that on Saturday. Call back Saturday. We're gonna talk about that, okay? But this is draft here, okay? All right, Jess. But thank you.
I said something about draft. I said we need to sign him first.
Right. Because we can
go add some more pieces.
Right, because ain't no need to sign a quarterback if you got one. That's a good segue. Thank you, Jess. I love Jess, boy.
All right.
Raider Bob, hang tight. Jess just segued us into a little bit of quarterback talk. I'm going to get right back with you. I think the quarterback market this year is going to be really interesting because I think there's a lot of teams in the top 18 or so that need quarterback. And it's going to be pretty much like this, right brick on my brick can't go nowhere, man. Right brick on my brick has got to exist because a lot of the stuff that's going to happen in the top 6 or so is going to be dependent on quarterback. So if you're a team, let me just pull my tankathon up so I can see. If you're a team from 7 down, you have to be thinking about what player am I going to position myself to get, because you have to have a feeling that there's going to be a run on quarterbacks. And I'm saying that because you see run on receivers when there's multiple teams in a row that need receivers. You see run on offensive line when there's multiple teams in a row that need offensive line, and the players kind of just add up in that way. What's different this year is that there's multiple quarterbacks that you feel good about. This ain't like is Goff Wentz, but then you got and we can temper our expectations about Goff and Wentz, but then you got like Connor Cook and Paxton Lynch and those guys. This ain't that kind of year. This is a year where we feel really good about Trev. We feel really good about Zach. We feel really good about Justin. Somebody should feel really good about Trey Lance and may or may not, depend on how you feel about Mack and Trask, right? Because everybody's going to overrate a quarterback at some point. Jordan Love worked his way into the first round because somebody overrated a quarterback at some point. So when you look at these top few picks, right, Jacksonville probably go quarterback. Jets probably go quarterback. Miami has a brick, so they can do whatever they want. What's interesting about Miami, they're in that Jeff Okudah thing last year, right, to where we had 3, we ain't got a draft right here, so we can take some calls on the phone because 2 quarterbacks just went and quarterback are running out. So now you got teams like Atlanta fans won't say this, but Atlanta could go quarterback. Atlanta, you got teams like Philly fans won't say this. But Philly could go. They could go quarterback. Detroit fans probably wouldn't say it. They could go quarterback. Carolina, Denver, San Fran, Minnesota, if you so inclined to say. New England. I don't think Vegas is going to be in the market, but it's a lot of teams that could go quarterback. So what's happening is the positions that's really important is Miami at 3. Possibly Cincinnati at 5, depending what happens. And you want to work yourself within that position, then the rest of the board is going to fall. It may be a situation where whoever you have as the best player on the board, I'm just going to relatively say Penei Sewell. Let's just relatively say right now before we get into later conversation. You may have a number 1 player on the board. That number 1 player probably won't go until 5. because you could get 4 quarterbacks back to back. Now, Trask is going to go to the Senior Bowl. He's going to do combine stuff. I think he can work his way into a situation where somebody could like him at, I don't know, 10th overall, maybe 11th, however you want to see it there. But that's going to be prime position. You want to really move up in that Cincinnati range, maybe that Philly range. But if you ain't one of those top 4 teams controlling the bricks, then you got problems. But if you're a team that's not in the quarterback market, that's good for y'all because Penei Sewell could go 5. If you're a Rashawn Slater fan, like I'm a Rashawn Slater fan, and you need offensive line, I think any other draft, Rashawn Slater goes top 3. But in this particular situation, he may end up in the 8-ish range. If you're a Jamar Chase fan and you want somebody like him, early draft thoughts, he may be a guy that'll go top 3, top 4 for you. He may end up at 9 or 10. So quarterback's really going to drive this thing. Also, too, because I've been doing Cowboy content for a long time, and I've been talking about the top 10 with a lot of disdain in my voice, but that's because I'm looking at that from a Cowboys perspective. But I'm not doing Cowboy talk right now because I belong to the streets. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So with me belonging to the streets now, it's a situation where I got to speak for everybody. The top 10 ain't terrible. It's just terrible in terms of value if you're looking for defense. You see what I'm saying? If you're the Philadelphia Eagles and you could possibly use quarterback, possibly use offensive line, you could possibly use wide receiver, you good. Cincinnati's good. Miami sitting at 3. They're good because they can use anybody that's up there. If you're in the top 10 and you need offense, this thing is rich in wide receiver. It's rich in quarterback, offensive line. It's just that if you need defense, like my Cowboys at 10, if you need defense, y'all notice, and I'm talking Cowboys now, and anybody can take this information and just run with it. It's a situation where you remember the handful of players we was talking about drafting at 4? If the Cowboys couldn't trade back, who can we take at 4? The names were Pat Surtain, Caleb Farley, like Micah Parsons, right? Notice that drafting at 10, they say, all right, Voch, we're the Cowboys. Who can we possibly draft at 10? Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley, Micah Parsons. Any other situation, it don't work like that, right? Like if it's like last year, Chase Young is the 2nd overall pick. Chase don't make it to 10. Joey Bosa don't make it to 10. Nick Bosa don't make it to 10. So I want to ask the chat box this. I'm going to pull y'all up and just watch y'all and see what y'all say. Who is y'all favorite defender right now? And this is going to lead into a later conversation of me hating on media scouts and preseason rankings and basically any rankings or mock draft that exists prior to like March or April. Like everybody kind of get it right close to the draft because they got the cheat sheets by then. But who comes up with the ranking this time of year? Who comes up with where guys go now? Like who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of the hype list? I would love to know. I would love to Google people, but I want to know who is y'all's number 1 defender right now. I would love to know that. And based on that, I can name somebody that I possibly don't. I can name somebody that I possibly like more than your number 1 defender. Now, I could have made this discussion really uncomfortable. I could have said, who's your number 1 defender and why are they your number 1 defender? I could have made this shit real uncomfortable. I see Russo twice in there. I can make this shit real uncomfortable. But I don't want to do that. This is more so just an exercise of just understanding where you at in the draft, right? I have no clue who's the top defender in this thing in terms of value in drafting. Now, who do I like the most? I don't know, man. I love watching the one text this year. I love watching the one text. My favorite players might be one text this year. But those guys typically don't get drafted till late 1, early 2, mid 2. You see what I'm saying? You know, like deep in that range. If you like the safeties, right? If you like Morig, if you like Ardarius Watt, let me rewind this because I know there's some brand new people. Y'all need to know like names and schools. Pardon me. Trevon Morig, safety from TCU. Ardarius Washington, safety from TCU. You may like those guys. I'm not going to put Andre Cisco from Syracuse in that conversation. Do what you want to do. Hamza Nasruddin from Florida State. Like whoever your favorite players are, they don't fit in that top 5 conversation. That just ain't what this is. Like I say, there's no Chase Young here. You know what I mean? So what you have to do is you have to look at where you drafting, look at your favorite guys, and hope to God that you find peace with your guy wherever it is that you drafting at. Like if you let's see, if you're, I think all these guys are like if you Denver drafting at 9, you got to really do your due diligence in this draft. You know what I'm saying? Because you could take Surtain at 9. But I feel great about taking J.C. Horn at 13. I might even like J.C. Horn more than Pastor Surtain. You know? Everybody's talking about Russo being drafted early. I don't think that's going to stick at all. But, okay, but you may take like Micah Parsons at 8. You know? If I ended up getting, Zaven Collins at 15, I'll be fine. You see what I'm saying? Penei Sewell. You may want Penei Sewell at 3. And I love the idea of Penei Sewell at 3, but damn it, if I get Rashawn Slater at 10, I'm doing backflips. So you just got to be familiar with your boy, and you just got to hope to God that your favorite player falls to you and that you can find good peace. You may not like Patrick Surtain, but just watch enough film on Patrick Surtain to where just in case you draft him, you feel good about drafting him. You see what I'm saying? Let me go into the phones before I go too deep in this thing. I know the phone's deep. And I know I'm about to get hit upside the head with a lot of calls. If y'all want to call into the show, the number is 515-606-5187, access code 309-104. Tap in, and let's boogie. Let's get Raider Bob back on the phone because he's a gentleman and a scholar. What's up, Raider Bob?
Happy New Year.
Hey, what's happening, my guy? Day 7.
It's got to be you. Hey, listen, I went to your favorite site, and PFF.
All right, Raider Bob.
And they have this draft thing, and I go, and I was looking at the same thing, and I'm going, if a team was to trade up and get Atlanta's pick,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
right,
then you can start selling the excess quarterbacks, and the Philadelphia Eagles,
mm-hmm.
They might want one.
Sure.
But Denver, on their side, Denver wanted one, and I said, yeah, just give me. And of course, cardinal rule:
right.
You never trade in your division because this guy might be there for 10 years, ruining you every two games.
Sure.
But I said, well, yeah, give me all your draft picks this year, give me all your draft picks next year, and give me all your draft picks the year after that. In 23.
It must be a cold ass player on the board to get 3 years of draft picks, Raider Bob. You must got you a gangster on the board to get all them picks. But
I just wanted to see if it'd do it, and it did.
Well, see, Raider Bob, and I'm glad you said that too. I just kind of want to tell everybody else, like, stop it with these nonsense ass mock draft simulators because they're not realistic. They suck. They give you these unrealistic expectations. And then I have this other notion that teams really don't trade back. Teams more so trade up, If I'm the Cowboys at 10, it doesn't make sense for me to call somebody and be like, hey, give me multiple picks because I don't want to draft here. No, like we don't trade down. Somebody's going to say, hey, Miami, can I come to your pick? So I can pick right there because there's a player that I want. So I just love to put this information out there, y'all. Nobody really trades back, or nobody really trades down very often. Other teams trade up. That's really what's happening.
Yeah,
there.
I tried that.
Yeah,
I tried that. And Atlanta, I could get Atlanta for a 2 and a 1.
Well, I feel you, Raider Bob. But listen, I got a bunch of callers though. Did you have something else you want to say about the Raiders or draft or somebody that you possibly wanted?
Yeah, I need to watch. I need to watch your film on. And I watched you and the guy you had on yesterday.
Jeff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking, and you guys have been talking about all kinds of players,
mm-hmm.
but you haven't got into the trenches yet, and of course that's what I'm waiting for. because that's where it happened.
Well, actually, Raider Bob, I've watched about 50 prospects on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. I've really gotten a good head start over there. I got about 50 guys in, and those are the long-form film sessions, about the hour-long joints. And I'm doing like a handful at a time for the YouTube or whatnot, because, the Illuminati always watching or whatever. But if y'all want the films early, like I just dropped did I drop Quiddy Pay yet? I got an Eddie Quiddy Pay. I got an Eddie Rashawn Slater. Who I just dropped? I just dropped Ojulari. I just dropped Panay Sewell. I just dropped Marvin Wilson. But all those films were on the Patreon way before they was on the YouTube. So check that out, patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. Short Dog hung up on me, man. Call back, Short Dog. Nick Gasher, what's happening?
What's going on, Voch?
Cooler, my guy. You
finally time to get into this.
You 17 now. You got bass in your voice. You're no longer a prodigy, so get over yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a veteran now. I guess you could say that.
Yes, indeed. What you got for the show?
It's just got everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's do it.
This whole this dynamic now that New York has fallen to 2 is insane, and Miami is up to 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like Lawrence is going to go number 1. But the interesting thing about Lawrence is he doesn't have a weakness in his game, but he's not outstanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's the number 1 player in the draft.
Yeah.
But the way that people are hyping him up to be kind of remember we had this discussion about Chase Young last year.
Yeah.
How he's an incredible pass rusher, but he doesn't really give you much against the run.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence is a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is kind of a fault to Clemson's offense because we saw the same thing with Deshaun Watson a couple years ago.
Reading them halves.
But, he doesn't make a lot of, wow plays. You know what I'm saying?
But there's another quarterback that's outstanding at something that makes some wild plays. Go ahead and say that shit, Nick Gasher. I'm campaigning, sir. Go ahead and say it.
And you know who that quarterback is?
Zach Wilson.
Next coming is Patrick Mahomes. That's Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, baby.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I watched Zach Wilson last night, and he looks to me like a poor man's Patrick Mahomes. If you want the next Patrick Mahomes, you go draft Zach Wilson. His arm strength, his accuracy, his ability to make use of his legs, all of it is great.
Mm-hmm. Though, I forgot which game it was, but it was a wild ass throw. He was rolling right, threw it across his body, hit the right sideline.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? One of them goofy ass throws, Nick. But he does it a lot. And he make it look easy.
Exactly.
And I'm like, fam, the last time I saw that was at Texas Tech. And I hate that, though. I hate that because we going back to media scouts. Media scouts want to take any gunslinger and make him Pat Mahomes. They want to make Kyler Murray Pat Mahomes because he run around, he got a big arm.
Right.
That ain't what that is. These weird magic-ass throws is Zach Wilson. He's my QB1, but I can't prove it yet. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Based on grading potential, I feel like Lawrence for me is going to be graded higher, and I'll probably end up being QB1 just because he does everything well.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Wilson, man, I think when it's all said and done, I'm going to call Zach Wilson. 20 years down the road, Zach Wilson will be the better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, and that's my hot take as of now. It's early on. I have a lot of weird takes this draft because I don't think it's a normal one. For instance, I think Devontae Smith is a lot better than Jamar Chase, and there's not a huge discussion that I should be having about that.
So Nick,
we'll
Nick, slow down. Before you get going, Nick, and I'm very glad that you're saying this. I think the common theme in this draft class. Let me see how many people we got watching live, because we about to bust some ass, and we got 391 people. That should be 400 soon. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We about to boogie. Young Wilson from Hawaii, salute to you, my guy. Dropped a deuce. Quincy dropped a deuce also. He says best positions are left tackle, wide receiver, one tech this year. Salute to you, Nick Gashler. My theory on this draft class, or just a common theme in this draft class, and I'm gonna let Nick run the show with me. I'm gonna get into the phones in a minute. Is, are you floor guy or ceiling guy?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
Every single position I've run across this year in particular, at the top of the board, at the top of that position, it's, do you prefer floor guy or ceiling guy? So that's quarterback, wide receiver, left tackle, offensive line, whatever, defensive end, cornerback, linebacker also, and linebacker. And that's going to shape a lot of your so you can look at, let's say, for example, right? Let's say Panay Sewell versus Rashawn Slater. So that's Sewell from Oregon and Slater from Northwestern, right? Panay Sewell,
Slater, by the way. Love him.
Slater's incredible. Panay Sewell could be one of the best offensive linemen in the past decade. He could be.
Right.
He's not there yet, though. He has the physical traits. He's 330 some odd pounds. He runs like a deer. He loves to attack people in the secondary. Some of the craziest reach blocks you ever seen. But he's beating, but all that. But he's beating the shit out of these kids because he's more talented than them. So when you're doing draft, you have to account for if this was a pro defensive end, could he do that? He has a lot of technique or lack of technique that, in my opinion, would allow him to get beat by a more nuanced offensive lineman. So, I mean, edge guy. So, in my mind,
edge guy, yeah.
Panay Sewell is good, but he could be something if he gets there. Rashawn Slater is good enough to go 30-1 versus Chase Young today, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he did it. He did it.
Because he did it. It's on film, and I'm dropping a film session soon. Go ahead.
I love just a quick point about Slater. I love watching that Northwestern game and then watching Chase Young on the right side and watching how he just demolishes that tackle, and then he goes over to the left side and Rashawn Slater handles business. It's crazy. And if I'm Cincinnati and Panay Sewell's not there at 5, I have no quarrel about taking Rashawn Slater at 5 because he's a top 10 prospect to me. I love Slater.
Rashawn Slater's scouting report should simply say, watch him versus Ohio State. And we shouldn't have nothing else to say. Like I could give you a long report, but I think beating the shit out of Chase Young is like, I think that's impressive, right? In terms of not missing with his hands, in terms of like positioning, pass setting, sneaky little push-pull techniques, just little small stuff. I'm gonna drop a film session on him soon. But Rashawn Slater's floor is so super high. It may not get any better. He may not get any better than that. Like, he'll get like bigger and stronger because the NFL feed these guys peanut butter, you know what I'm saying, to make them big and strong in off season. But but he's gonna be what he is. So you have to ask yourself, are you floor guy or ceiling guy? Do you want Panay Sewell, who could be one of the greatest O-linemen because of his skill set? Or do you want the dude that you know is going to be a gangster right now?
Established talent.
That's what I'm saying. Nick Gash, you want to host the show with me?
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Make that point. Make that point. We'll get to another call. Go ahead.
There's another thing with the edge rushers, right? Because I'm looking at all these edge rushers. I like Kwity Paye. But what Joseph Osai could do if he develops some hand move, what Aziz Ojulari could do if he develops some hands moves, that's nice. Gregory Rousseau, not so much. But, I mean, if I'm Denver and Von Miller's not playing another snap for me, I want to trade down and go get Joseph Osai where it's appropriate. Because I love Joseph Osai.
I've watched 15 defensive ends so far. Greg Rousseau is edge 15 to me.
Ooh. I mean, I don't disagree with you. He needs a lot of development.
I don't know what to do with him. Like, what position do you line that dude up at? Like, where do you play him at? What do you do with him?
I mean, they say he's 260 on the Miami roster. I bet he plays at 240, 230.
He came out. Nick. He came out and said I was 240 on film. He came out and said it.
Oh my God.
So if he,
you need to give him 20 pounds of peanut butter jelly sandwiches and get him up there. That's the first thing you got to do.
But that's 260. People want him to get up to 280 because he only makes plays versus guards. He can't play 3-0 for you.
Yeah.
He's not quick enough to.
Exactly.
He's not quick enough to be the outside linebacker you want him to be. He weighs the same thing Zaven Collins weigh, but Russo can't turn. Zaven Collins can turn.
I like Zaven Collins 10 times more. I love Zaven Collins, man.
I don't know. We'll see. Let's get into some phones, Nick Gash. Hang tight. But hang around and we'll just host together. What's up, Justice?
What up, Voch?
Coolin', my guy.
Doing, buddy?
Coolin'. Welcome back. What you got for the show?
I haven't delved too far into this class from what I'm hearing. It's pretty weak, but, I just, researched a couple players that like I thought I was interested in.
Okay.
I wanted to run across you like these cornerbacks. I'm really like I'm pro corner pretty much, and like I just wanted to drop my hot take on like who the best corner is in this class.
Okay, hit us.
I truly feel like J.C. Horn is the best corner in this class, dog. Like I just have a feeling about the kid. He got quick feet to him. He's strong. He can press anybody in the college, and he Bama tested, dog.
Bama tested. That's amazing. Bama tested. I got this thing that I say, Justice. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, when you watch J.C. Horn, he gets kind of grabby. But he does. But he covers every damn body. So if you listen to a lot of people, you know, like break him down, talk about him, evaluate him, they'll say, "Oh, I love J.C. Horn. He covers the shit out of people. He's just grabby." I don't think that's a reason to not draft him. Just teach him not to grab. If you just teach him not to grab, then you keep the top tier cover stuff. Now you got you a top tier non-grabby corner. Because if you watch Surtain enough, Surtain will grab his ass off too. Farley will grab too. You just got to fix small stuff. So if I'm looking at Patrick Surtain, do you want floor guy or ceiling guy? So Surtain, Farley, J.C. Horn. Farley is a guy that is he has the athletic build to do whatever you want, but he needs to pick up on some of the nuances of playing cornerback. But if he picks up those nuances, he could be a top tier corner. Patrick Surtain, who's really good today, my analogy that I always use, if we line up against the Cowboys, I don't want him covering Amari Cooper, but he can cover Michael Gallup all day. Mm-hmm. If we're going up against the Chiefs, don't put Patrick Surtain on Tyreek Hill. You got to put him on like Sammy Watkins or something, or like Robinson or something. You know what I mean? Don't put him on the 4-3 running guy. So Patrick Surtain is gonna give you like he's a matchup based guy. And if you're gonna be drafting like a number one, like if you're gonna draft a corner at 5 or 6 or 10, you want that dude to be able to cover anybody, not just be a conditional matchup dude. Surtain is a conditional matchup dude. J.C. Horn covers everybody. He just grabs. But go ahead.
Yeah. Like I'm speaking from experience because, like, if you remember correctly, I called on your show after my Falcons drafted AJ. So I was not very happy because I'll admit I fell into that LSU game and Jamar Chase just beating up on everybody. Yeah. But I had to step back, watch the film, and all I could really say about the kid was that he has number one corner capability. He just grabs too much. Yeah, he's just a little bit too physical. Yeah, and if you watch any bit of like Falcon film, that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know how they fix that in the off season, but this kid is about as clean in coverage in the initial press coverage as you can get as a young corner.
I mean, I had to watch the film to confirm that. But the only corner that didn't get whooped by J.C. Horn last year was Cam Dantzler. I mean, Chase. Shit, my bad. The only corner that didn't lose to Jamar Chase was Cam Chancellor. My bad. So you can't really look at the whole. What Jamar Chase beat the shit out Surtain. I don't want him now. That wouldn't be fair. But Surtain is cool.
It wasn't.
Yeah, he's cool. Nick, what do you think about Surtain, sir?
I have not watched Surtain, so I'm not able to give that opinion. I'm watching him right after I watch Trevor Lawrence, though, so he'll be like by the time I call him next show, you'll know how I feel about Surtain. Man. But I like J.C. Horn. I like the fact that you can put him in a press man coverage, and that guy's not getting the catch on him, right? Like he's just so nice. He grabs a lot, but I mean, like if he's not grabbing when the ref sees it, it doesn't really matter because he's shutting the corner, he's shutting the receiver down. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Justice, that's all you got? I mean, because I got callers.
Yeah. I got one more thing. I think Najee Harris might be like legitimately a top 5 offensive player in this draft.
Offensive player?
Like, skill-based offensive player. Yeah, skill-based offensive player.
I like takes.
I haven't watched him in the tackle.
I like takes.
He might be the top 5. He might be a top 5 skill position player in this draft class.
We'll talk about it, Justice. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man. Call back next week. That's interesting. Even though I will say Najee Harris was the only running back that went back to school and got better. I will say that. Let's get 559 on the phone. See what 559 talking about. What's up, 559? Who this?
This is Isaiah from California. How you doing, Voch?
What's happening, my guy? What you got for the show?
I just want to say long-time listener. Big fan.
How far
Absolutely
back?
Big fan. Back when you were with the throwback film sessions and the old intro in the middle of the video with $1 M&Ms and a iced tea. Back in the day. Loved you since then. You've only gotten better.
Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. What you got for the show?
I just want to drop in and say I tried to call a few weeks ago, but life happened, so I had to get off the phone line.
Gotcha.
But seeing Randy Gregory have success this year, being one of the biggest fans of Randy Gregory was a fantastic thing to see. Want to see him continue to get spots. I say he earns the starting spot unless he loses it in training camp. That's where I'm at right now. He has earned it. He has kept his nose clean, as far as we know, the last few weeks of the season, and then he was killing it. The team defense as a whole was obviously kind of suspect, but Randy, when the spotlight was on him, Randy was making plays.
Right.
I just want to drop in and say thank you for all you're doing, Voch. I'm kind of sick with just found out I have COVID, so I was like, I ain't going to die without calling into the Voch show, so I'm going to call in and at least say my piece. But that's all I got to say, Voch. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll get off the line.
Get healthy, man. What's your name again? Well, he gone. But yeah, if I could put that into a draft situation, because this is a draft show. Randy is playing at defensive end, so now the Cowboys ain't got to draft the D end or whatever. So that's how we turn that into draft or whatever. All right, this is Lombardi's Draft Talk. Call in 515-606-5187. Access code 309-104. Nick, did you have any comments before I get back to the phones? Just about any players, any positions, anything like that?
Listen, my last big point that I wanted to make today was with Houston at 3. Like I'm talking about receivers, strictly receiver-wise. Houston would take a receiver at 3, so why shouldn't Miami? That's all I got to say for now. We'll get into that afterwards. But
Miami got a bunch of number 2 guys. Saying? You know, they got a. So how about this though?
They need a number 1 guy.
How about this though, Nick? Let me ask you a question. I also would like to ask the chat box a question. This is a yes or no question. Y'all feel good about Tua Tagovailoa?
Yes.
Because if I'm Miami,
yes,
and you sitting at 3, I feel like you got to do whatever you got to do to make sure that you good at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Tua's hip was a concern at some point or whatever. Whatever. I like to give guys 3 years before I can fully evaluate them, before I really say what they are or what they are not. But I think there are some Dolphins fans that don't feel super great about Tua. And in my mind, Nick Gashler, I mean, I wouldn't take but if Zach Wilson on the board at 3 and you got Tua, what do you do? What do you do?
Here's the thing. Like we say about building the house, Miami's house isn't all the way built. They have their quarterback, but their house isn't all the way built. They need to add some nice talent on the outside, whether that's Marvin Jones, who I heard has interest going there or whatnot. He's older, but it is a receiver. Or it's Devontae Smith at 3. You got to build that house up. Or Jalen Waddle at 18. I don't think he'll make it there, but you got to build that house up and give the dude a chance to compete. That's what the Broncos did with Drew Lock this year, and it did not work out. So that is why I think we need a new quarterback.
But what makes it interesting, though, while you're building this house, do you pass up on – okay, let's just say with full hindsight, right? We have hindsight. We are omniscient. We are clairvoyant right now. Do you build the house if Pat Mahomes is on the board? Or do you say F2 and you get Pat Mahomes?
You get Mahomes.
That's
You're
why
right.
That's why it's so interesting, Nick, because number 3 isn't it's not just clear signed, sealed, delivered. Because in your mind you could just go, oh, Miami's gonna go they're just gonna go Sewell. Okay, they could go Sewell, they could go Chase, they could trade back and continue to control the board, which I think is most interesting. What I would do, I would trade out of 3, then get another pick next year so you can go 3 years in a row with 2 first-round picks. I think that's fire, and just keep building like that.
Oh, I would too.
But there's the possibility, because you always have to do your research. You always have to be on top of your board. If I'm the Dolphins and I'm evaluating Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson is one of those man shit guys. I know there's a lot of new people in here, and y'all don't know what a man shit guy is, but a man shit guy is a guy to where there's a guy on the board, and you got a guy on your team, and you feel good about the guy on your team, but the guy on the board just make you go, man, shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got Tua, but what if Buddy's a man shit guy? And you got to take Zach Wilson if you feel that high about him. I just think that the 3rd overall pick is way more interesting than a lot of people are leading on. And I just want my audience, because y'all my audience who are a little better than everybody else's audience, I just want my audience to be able to look at things from a lot of different perspectives, man. This is going to be interesting moving forward. It's another storyline that we got to look forward to. Let's get back into the phones.
Right.
Let's get back into the phone. Nick, you so how do y'all play football in COVID, by the way, before I get back on this thing here? How do y'all play football?
We played 6 games this year. We started in like early October, I think, and then we played 6 games, 7 games to end out the year. We got one of them canceled just because the team that we played before that, they got COVID. That was our rival. They got COVID. They played a kid that had COVID, and we had to quarantine. None of us ended up getting it, but they do their shitty rival things. You know what I'm saying? And
you play linebacker, right, or something?
Linebacker, defensive end. I'm working more as a defensive end now. That's just where they put me in the new scheme. But I'm working on getting bigger and stronger and better with technically with some moves and stuff.
You should be powerlifting, Nick Gashley. You a junior now?
Yeah, I'm second half of my junior year.
You should be powerlifting to get strong for football, Nick Gash, because you're a little bitty.
Yes, sir.
But you might not be a little bitty no more.
You gym every way.
Because you grown now. I don't know. You might not be a little bitty no more. You might be, you ain't Kyler Murray size no more. I don't know. Let's get back to the phone and see what we got here. 801, what's up? Who this?
Hey, this is Reed from Utah.
This is who?
Reed.
All right, what's happening?
Hey, so love the show. I've listened to you guys for a while. But I have a question just in regards to trading down, seeing what Miami was able to do with Houston's pick, and then kind of looking into trading with a team that ended up being awful.
Uh-huh.
If there was a trade down candidate for the Cowboys to look at that you suspect would not be all that great next year, I'm hoping to trade down with a team and maybe even take less to trade with a team that I feel like will be worse off next year to get that higher pick like Miami was able to do.
Okay.
And I'm curious to know what are your thoughts on potential trade targets that you would look at in that sense.
Okay. I heard you, but I'm going to hang up the phone on you because your phone sounds a little muffled. Sound like somebody kidnapping you. But I'm just going to relay your message the best I can to the audience there. Appreciate you, though, sir. Shit, Nick, what'd he say? He say, my bad. He says, so Miami is holding Houston at gunpoint. Who is a potential trade target for Dallas at 10 to where they could be bad next year so we can hold somebody at gunpoint next year? Like, is that relatively what he said? All right, Nick don't know neither, so we're going to move on. we going to move on. Get back to the phone. 608, Wisconsin. What's up? Who this?
Hey, this is Carter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Carter from Wisconsin? What's good with you? What you got for the show?
Hey, what's up, Voch? Been a listener for a while. I've been trying to get on the show. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to call and talk about – I know I listened to you and Jeff Kavanaugh earlier today, and I know you're not as big as Kavanaugh is about, like, offense and scoring points. He's the Team 40 burger kind of guy. I love Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he falls to us at 10 – listen, last year CD wasn't supposed to be there for us. He fell into our lap. We took him. Great pick. He's going to be, I think, a first-team All-Pro. Anyways, if Pitts falls to us, and like I was listening to you earlier, you don't want to reach for one of those picks because of a need, like one of them corners. All three of them, Horn, Surtain, and Farley. They're all going to be good players, but they're unknown prospects. They're not like Ramsey kind of guys yet. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't want to pick for need. So I think if Pitts is there, and you can maybe, who knows, you could get something for Jarwin, and you don't know what he's going to be off his injury. So maybe if someone will take him, if they need a tight end bad enough, trade him away. You got Pitts. Man, now you're talking about scoring 30. I'm telling you, bro, I would really consider Pitts. I know you're more of the defensive kind of guy, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on Kyle Pitts. And, yeah.
Man, this is my whole thing about Kyle Pitts. Let's say this is my thing about tight end in general. All the best tight ends are found in day 2 and 3 or undrafted.
Right.
I love Kyle Pitts as a prospect, but is Kyle Pitts beating the shit out of these linebackers because he's really a receiver? You know? And if that's the case, can I
hear you.
Can I find another? So look, like when we talk about Kyle Pitts, we have to figure out what he is. He's one of two things. He's either Darren Waller turned tight end, or he's Chase Claypool turned receiver. Remember we was talking about Chase? Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. But I was saying, how would you like – I like Blake Jarwin, but again, he's coming off an injury. We don't know if he's going to have that same rack kind of stuff after the catch.
Sure.
How would you like to add a Darren Waller to this offense? Dak never had a Waller type. I mean, he had Witten, but –
It'll be incredible, but I'm speaking from just from a draft evaluation standpoint. You can score 40, but if your defense giving up 45, that means nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want. So look, if it was okay, so watch this. I would feel much better if you was like Voch. If Devontae Smith was on the board at 10, would you take him? I think that's a different conversation.
Yes, I would.
That's a different conversation. Devontae Smith is a stud at receiver. Kyle Pitts, I feel like I can get by. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can get by just finding a tight end. Another example, right? Say there was a kicker this year, and he averaged 70-yard kicks. Like, he's just the best kicker of all time. That motherfucker he's 100% from 70. That don't mean you draft him top. That don't mean you draft him top 10 just because he's one of the best kickers in the world and he averaged from 70. You still have to put that into relation where I can find a kicker at Home Depot. Let me use this pick to help my defense. You see what I'm saying? So Kyle Pitts is incredible, but optimizing team building, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, back to the receiver. I feel you on that. I mean, it's going to be a tough call for them. I know Jerry and them like the sexy pick, so Pitts would be a nice pick. But respect the receiver thing, like you said about DeMonte Smith. Shit, if one of him, Chase or Waddle, one of them three boys fall to us, I'm fielding calls. I'm calling around saying, hey, anyone want Gallup? What do you think? You think DeMonte? Would you rather have him over Gallup?
I mean, if I was to draft Devontae, I would just keep both. I would just keep both because
you got four killers then, huh?
Yes, 100%. If I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, 100%, Mr. Wolf, and like Gallup is more important to your team than the third or fourth round pick you're gonna get for him, and then you just let him go the next year, and you'll get a compensatory pick, and you get to keep Gallup and you get your pick. It'll be a year later, but do what you got to do. Carter.
Right. Also, last thing I wanted to say, buddy, I don't want to hold you too long. I just want to say I saw a mock draft where the Cowboys are going to take Gregory Rousseau. If I see one more mock draft with that, I'm going to puke, man. Randy Gregory is a starter next year. I don't want to hear nothing about no Gregory Rousseau, whatever the hell that guy is.
Yeah, fair enough. But one, Randy's good. Two, like Russo's terrible, and we shouldn't draft him at 10. No way. Carter, I just put you down platinum, so next time you call in, I'll know it's you. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. I'll keep tab with y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Draft season. Y'all heard how many people call my show that I ain't never heard of before, but they've been listening for a long time. That's what you do when draft season come around. That's what you do.
Right.
Nick Gashler. So since we on this topic, right? You had a very interesting comment the other day. How is Netane Moody doing? Netani Moody. How's he doing?
Oh, horrible. Man, let me just tell you, about November, I walk downstairs, turn on the Broncos game in my living room, and I see number 52 starting at right guard. And I look at my mom, and I say, what's he doing there? And she goes, he's starting. I go, why is Netani Moody starting? Because she knows, like, she listens to what I talk about and stuff. She talks about, so she knows how I feel about Netani Moody, and she goes, I don't know. I go, why? And then I watched him during the game, and he just sucked. He just flat out sucked. He had like one good block at the beginning, and then he just sucks the rest of the game. And it's like, are we really that bad at guard that we're putting in Tony Moody, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't even think he was going to dress this year, man. It was disgraceful.
Yeah.
It told the story of our season exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I said that to
in the very least.
I said that to segue into this, and there's a lot of lessons that we learning on this first episode of Lombardi's Draft Talk coming back. Let me just one time just. You know, PFF had him graded as a top 10 player and the best offensive lineman in the draft last year, over all those other good offensive linemen in the draft last year, because they watched a highlight tape that he put together and he put on his YouTube channel. That he put together. Like if you look up, you look up Surtain Moody versus, you will find a highlight tape that he put together. And if you look at the name of the channel, it says Surtain Moody. He put that motherfucker together, and somebody at PFF thought it was a great idea that, hey, man, let's evaluate this dude off this one highlight tape that he put together. Please, man.
Surtain Moody college football highlights 2017 freshman season by Surtain Moody.
Oh my God! Let me lock the phones.
The conference has been locked.
We gonna blaze through these calls, man. We having a great show, by the way. We got another leader in my army, man. Let's get Short Dog on the phone. See what Short Dog talking about. What up, Short Dog?
What's up, Voch?
Cool, my guy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, bro. But you know, I was just kind of trying to touch base with you earlier. I got cut off and stuff, but my whole deal was I've been seeing a lot of people trying to kick Tyron Smith off a bridge right there.
Right.
And my thing is, look, I'm going to tell you something. This is just food for thought. You look at Trent Williams. He's been more injury-prone than Tyron. They came out in the same draft. They played him on the same games, and you're going to see the bag that he gets this year. So I think the people that want to get Tyron, I mean, I want to see him get healthy. I want to see Colin. So that goes back into the question of this.
Right.
Why, if I'm drafting offense, I'm going offense. If you want a Team 40 burger, and I don't like that shit, but if you really want to be a good offensive team, it starts up front. And if you really, I don't care what receivers and tight ends you're going to throw. You don't have enough ball to go around, and you don't have an offensive line. So you need to make sure that your offense, if that's where I'm picking on the 10, I'm looking at Slater, a guy that can be a dominant guard day one, kick him out to tackle, make Connor a tackle, do something there. But I'm looking long-term there if I do offense, and then it's kind of captain trade down from there just and see what falls. But I'm going to tell you, watch, I don't know if you're old enough, but when Bill Parcells took over, he traded out of the first round. I mean, that guy traded down more than anybody.
Right.
And we had a couple drafts. It was one draft we got Marcus Spears, and we ended up getting DeMarcus Ware. It was in the same draft.
Yeah. True. Fair enough. Fair enough, Short Dog. You ain't said nothing wrong yet, Blair. You ain't said nothing wrong at all. You got any other draft comments before you wrap up? All right, Short Dog ain't got nothing else to say. We gonna roll. We gonna get up out of it. Listen, man, Short Dog is so profound, man. I know when you listen to Short Dog, you wouldn't think that you would learn something from him, but he's so profound, Nick Gash. Like he just, you know, just because the brick costs something in Mexico, don't mean it's gonna cost the same in New Mexico. Like that's game. That's game.
Yeah,
Nick Gashley. And
thinking ahead, yes, sir.
And Short Dog filled with game, man. It is what it is. Have you watched Micah Parsons yet, Nick Gashley?
Oh yeah, I watched him about 2 months ago.
Give us a scouting report on Micah Parsons, sir.
Micah Parsons. Here's the thing with Micah Parsons. To me, like right now, looking at the board, he's going to probably end up being my third, unless Justin Fields just blows me away. He's going to probably end up being my third best player on the board behind Lawrence and Sewell. Mm-hmm. What he does well, he has great instincts. The athleticism of Micah Parsons is crazy. Good instincts. He hits the run really quick. Plays off-ball linebacker. He knows how to shed blocks and shoot gaps when he's a pass rusher, right? So he can get through those gaps and make big plays. Like if you go watch the Memphis game from last year, he's just every single tackle is being made by that defense. It seems like he's there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else. Like I said, he's athletic. He hits. We'll get into that, but overall, I like him a lot as a linebacker. the one thing that I would improve, and a lot of people talk about how his coverage ability isn't good. I think his coverage ability works. If he can play cover 2, cover 3, and he's playing underneath in those zones where those flats and those just short curls and stuff happen, he's going to be great. I mean, there's a rep in a Memphis game where he comes out, he almost picks off the ball because he's playing that flat and he reads the quarterback's eyes. The thing I don't like about Micah Parsons is his pursuit angles can get a little high, so he's running to the ball. There's a play against Minnesota that you see. He's running to the ball. He reads it perfectly. The running back goes right through that gap. But he pursues to the long side of the gap where the offensive lineman is, and he takes the hit, and he has to get off that block, and it takes him longer to go make that tackle because he just pursued badly, and then he's not squared up enough to make tackles in the open field or in gaps and stuff. So I think he could improve on that. I think overall the lack of pursuit angles and understanding those pursuit angles set him up to be bad in tackling, to not being square and not playing low and stuff. But overall, I like him a lot. I think he's a pretty good linebacker.
What I want you to do, Nick Gashler, there's some homework for you. I want you to rewatch Micah Parsons. Don't watch Memphis though. But just rewatch him. Come back and we're gonna have another conversation about Micah Parsons, but don't watch Memphis.
All right.
Don't watch Memphis, cause this.
What is your thoughts on him?
We're gonna talk about it next week. We're gonna talk about it next week. But do your homework, because I feel like a lot of these times I don't know how it happens, right? But I feel like we can't judge linebackers off their best game. I think we can evaluate any other player off their best game. Except linebackers, because linebackers you need to watch the whole product instead of their best product. Watching Leighton Vander Esch versus Oregon is not who Leighton Vander Esch is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Leighton Vander Esch versus some of the.
I watched.
Right. Go ahead.
I watched Minnesota and Michigan, which are his probably 2 other best games. I'll have to look in his stats and find a game that he didn't get as many tackles or whatnot. He had a really good offensive line he was going against. I'll watch those.
I want you to watch the Ohio State game if you got access to it. If not, send me an email and we'll talk about it.
I'll find it on YouTube. I can find it on the YouTubes.
Watch the Ohio State game and we'll come back and talk next week. Just a little homework for you. Because I'm watching, I like to make sure you know what I'm saying, sitting right in the streets. Let's get G from Miami on the phone. What's up, G? Wait, time out, G. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Nick, did you just say yes, sir?
Well, yeah, I said yes, sir, just yes, sir, but it came out wrong. I heard it after.
Hey, man,
I know what you talk about, Voch. Don't call me sir and stuff, but I got to respect my elders, man. I'm saying.
Hey, man, relax with all that, dog. Come on, son. Relax with all that, dog. My damn. All right, G. Go ahead, man. G from Miami. What's up, my dog? What's good with you?
What's good, Voch? What's good? What's up with you?
I'm cool. Now wake up, man. What you got for the show?
Nah, man. Hey, man.
Getting blazed. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, man. I had to call in. It's been a minute because you be on your Cowboys.
Does that look like wild parsley to you?
Right.
But I had to start off first with an apology because you tried to tell me last year. Remember last year we had this debate. Justin Jefferson versus Jerry Jeudy.
Come on now.
And I was dying on that Jerry Jeudy hill. You know I was dying on that Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
You tried to tell me, and I didn't learn. So I had to apologize about that.
Listen,
Justin
man.
Jefferson was a stud. I wish the Dolphins drafted him.
I think it's incredible on your part to come in and say that, though, because I think we need to change the culture. I think we need to change the culture in draft land, right? And look at how I'm talking to you, right? Because I think the one thing, and I've been kind of rehabbing myself on this, the one thing that's super annoying is told you so guy. And I caught myself being told you so guy one time, and I made myself sick. You know what I mean? Because, we here to spread information and be better. I don't want to be told you so guy. You know what I mean? As bad as I want to shit on Eagles fans because they tried to make the claim that Jalen Reagor was a better pick than Lamb, and I was like, well, is he better than Jefferson? Oh yeah, we needed speed. I want to be told you so guy so bad, so bad.
And you know, I had to give you another prompt. I'm gonna give you a flowers right now.
Go ahead.
You was right when you said that we had to build a team for Tua.
Yes.
and I felt like we didn't take advantage of that last year, only because we passed up on Jefferson, we picked up Austin Jackson, who hasn't been bad. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been like stand out. And then we passed on Jonathan Taylor to take a corner, a nickel corner. And I just felt like, man, Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor, Tua could have used that so bad right now. So now, fast forward a year later, we have people really thinking that we should draft one of the QBs over Tua. And it's only been like 9 or 10 games, and he has no weapons whatsoever.
Right.
I have to give you credit for that.
Hey man, look, appreciate you, dog. I'm just trying to make us all better, man, and just spread this information around. I'm not gonna rub it in nobody's face, but listen next time. I mean, I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. All right, G, what you got for the show though? Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. What you got?
No, you good. For the show, like you said, man, Miami, being that third, like you said, it's like we have a brick, and I really want us to trade back. I mean, really, if we can't find nobody to trade back, I want us to take Devontae Smith because I think he's the best, player in college football.
Right.
But I really want us to trade back in like that 9 to 12 range.
Right.
So perhaps he falls, or if we don't get him, we get Jamar Chase. Even though I want Smith over Jamar Chase, but like what you think overall on like our position? Do you draft Sewell? He get Tua some protection on the O-line. Do you just draft Smith? I know a lot of receivers don't get drafted in the top 3, but in my opinion, Smith is like out of Judy, Ruggs, Waddle, and that was it. Out of them, and maybe Ridley, if you want to add Ridley in there, I think Smith is like the best, or at least, like you said, the highest floor. He might not have the highest ceiling, but he has. I'm with you. I'm a floor guy when it comes to Smith because right now you could plug in. I know he's about 175 and soaking wet boots, but it's like you could put him out there in the field right now, and I feel like he could hold his own against a couple NFL corners.
I think the Bama kids this year are better than the Bama kids last year. I can't prove it yet. Just hang tight. Let me keep watching film, and I'll be able to, really break that down for y'all. If you the Dolphins, I don't think you can go wrong with your pick. As long as you pick the right player, I don't think you can go wrong. Whether it's offensive lineman, whether it's a receiver, something like that. I was talking about quarterback earlier, but I wouldn't go quarterback. But I like where y'all drafting, and I like what y'all have been doing in terms of we've talked about house building on this show. Like stockpiling picks and just throwing darts at the board. So if I got the 3rd overall pick and you feel good about Tua, trade that pick away and let somebody give you a next year's pick so you can do next year things again. Like imagine if a bad team gave you their pick for the 3rd overall pick and they bad again next year. You just did it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So you're constantly refilling this well, and when you feel good enough about, okay, I'll just take somebody here. I'll just take somebody with this pick and we'll just be good there. Then you'll be good to go there,
Okay, so in your opinion, there's not like a Quinn Nelson this year, like I can't pass on this guy, like I need to get him now at number 3rd, or like
if you think that way about Sewell, I think Penei Sewell as a guard is incredible day one. I love the idea of Penei Sewell. Like, you want to talk about Quentin Nelson? Penei Sewell at guard is not Quentin Nelson, but he'll be the next best guard to come out since Quentin Nelson. And then the best part about it, if you get sick of Austin Jackson one day, if Penei Sewell continues to grow, then you just put Penei Sewell at left tackle when you're done playing him at guard. In my mind.
Okay.
But that's if I can't trade back.
And my last point before I let you go, I was having an argument with some homies earlier, and they was talking about, man, what if Tua ain't it? And they entertained the possibility of like trading the 3rd overall pick to like Houston in exchange for Watson and maybe a couple fillers here and there. But I wouldn't do it. Because like I said, Josh Allen had a bad rookie season. Lamar Jackson had a bad rookie season. And Tua's season wasn't terrible by any means. It's just that he was playing in the same year with Herbert. But like I said, Josh Allen was playing in the same year with Mayfield, and 2 years later, we see how that's turned around. So, like, what you think? If Houston is on the phone right now, they're like Watson for maybe Tua and a pick, or Watson for just the 3rd overall pick, what you doing?
I think highly of Watson, but I also think highly of my picks and building my house, because Jimmy Garoppolo can take you to a Super Bowl if your house is built right. You know what I'm saying? So Tua for cheap.
What I'm saying, we went 6-3.
Yeah, so Tua cheap might be more valuable to you than Deshaun Watson expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is on a rookie deal. You're right.
Sure.
And Watson's contract is bloated too.
Yeah, and it's about to get spooky over there in Houston, boy. Just as a Cowboys fan, you love to see it, man.
Does that look like wild parsley to you?
Wait, that's the wrong sound drop. Hold on, wait, time about that's the wrong drop. Hold on, there you go. Then we hit. There you go. You can't talk over my war call. I need you to relax. But go ahead, wrap this up. Go ahead.
Nah, I was about to say we fleeced them, and you know the funny thing, Raj, is that they're saying Bill O'Brien. They're telling the Dolphins to contact Bill O'Brien for offensive coordinator position. So it's gonna look like the fleece heist of the century. It's gonna look like when Shawn Michaels when Mike Tyson turned on Shawn Michaels when Bill O'Brien leaves the Texans and joins the Dolphins.
Perfect. Hey man,
that was it, though. That was it, boss.
Hey man, enjoy your pick up there, man. Way up there in the top 3. You control one of the bricks, sir. Enjoy yourself. Salute.
All right, man. You too. Salute.
Nick Gasher, what do you think about Penei Sewell? I know what you think about Slater, but you never told me what you think about Sewell, sir.
Kind of the same as you. Like I watched your film session on him before I actually took a look at him and broke him down. And a lot of what you pointed out in that film session, I agreed with, right? So he's athletic as hell. He can reach block and he can scoop down in those zone blocks. It's not scooping. You're an offensive lineman, so you get a lot better than I do. But the way he comes down and just walls those defensive tackles out, it's incredible, man. It's probably some of the best offensive that type of blocking play that I've seen. He just hits like a truck in the run game. He's a big guy, but at the same time, like you said, with the pass as a pass blocker, he stops his feet pretty quick. It seems like to me he gets lazy and he lets the dude get the edge rusher get hands on him before he can put hands on them. Yep. And as an edge rusher, we know that is the bread and butter of what we play. That's always what I'm trying to do when I get upfield and try and get hands on the offensive tackle before they get hands on me, especially as a guy that doesn't have great length. Right. To be able to get under his pads and try and beat him that way. So he gets a little lazy in doing that. So if he can improve as blocking on the outside as a pass blocker, he could be a great left tackle. But for now, I thought of this reality. Mekhi Becton's on the left side, and you got Penei Sewell at left guard. Crazy. And you get if you get a badass running back, zone power and power to the other side is just going to work every time, man. It's incredible. But then I watched Zach Wilson, and I was like, well, Sam Darnold should be traded. But that's totally different.
Well, I mean, you've heard me say before, man. Like, I love overkill. You know, just because I got 3 good old linemen don't mean I don't need 4. Like, and you know, I would put Penei Sewell next to Mekhi Becton. Oh goodness, of course we're gonna run to that side every time. Of course, we're gonna run right there, right B gap, right between them, right there. Jeez.
Exactly. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. Voch, are we on good terms? Can I call in? Who is that? I don't have beef with anybody. The phone line is locked up right now, and I ain't taking no more calls. And I'm gonna get these last 5 out the way. Then we're gonna wrap the show up. But I don't have beef with nobody. I'm good with everybody. Whoever this is, Fane. No, we good. 845. What's happening? Who this?
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
What's popping?
How's the family?
What's up, man?
What's good? What's the weather like out there? What?
I didn't think you were gonna unmute me.
You unmuted. Yeah, you on the show. Who is this?
I'm from New York, Ashton.
Who is it? Okay, Ashton. Okay.
I've been.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I just started watching you, and I just want to. I know you probably don't want to hear from me. I'm a Giants fan.
I would love to hear from you, sir. This is January. We're all friends here. Ashton from New York. Go ahead.
But I just want to know your thoughts on if Parsons possibly drops down to 11. What you think the Giants should do if he drops? If he's a good pick. If he drops, which probably won't happen with Denver in front of him and all those other teams. But I mean, I think he's a really good player, generational linebacker kind of player. But with Gettleman coming out, I think it was either yesterday or today, saying that they need playmakers. I think they're leaning more towards picking one of the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think if Rashad Bateman or Terrace Marshall, any of those receivers are there in the second round, especially with the 42nd pick in the second round, I think we'll be fine getting one of those guys, or even Rondale Moore I'd be fine with.
Right.
But I think with the Giants just putting off linebacker for so many years, I think we finally have to get one because we've just fucked up so many picks in the past. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I think I think the best place to go, especially with Gregory Rousseau was going to be the guy that I was going to go with, but obviously he's terrible. So I think with Parsons leaning more towards saying that he would rather play on the edge and be more of an edge rusher, but also kind of be that guy who can drop back in coverage for you, play the flats. I think he'd be the better pick.
Parsons said that. Parsons said that he would rather play the edge.
Yeah, he said that he was leaning more towards playing kind of in the edge.
So Nick, take that information. Don't watch Memphis and go back and rewatch Micah Parsons and ask yourself, why would he say that?
Edge rusher.
And just ask yourself, why would he say that? Why would I want to? Why would I want to take myself out of the Mike spot? Just put that in your brain and just rewatch it.
Right.
Let's see your name, Ashton. Okay, cool. Ashton, I think it's very possible for Parsons to fall in this draft. If you look at the top 10 in front of you, you need 4 quarterbacks, 2 offensive linemen, 2 receivers, and 2 corners, and you can get Parsons. And the best part about it is that if you don't get Parsons, then you could possibly get somebody that you like. It could be a offensive lineman there. If you don't feel great about Peart, you can get a wide receiver. If you don't feel good about your wide receiver guys, you can have Daniel somebody to throw to or whatever. Saquon comes back, whatever. Yeah. But if you want linebacker, then fine. And if you want a linebacker that wants to play Sam for you, because I don't want to be told you so guy because I'm rehabbing from that. But if you go watch my film session, I before he even said it, I ain't know he said that, so now I got to go find that. I figured that Micah Parsons would end up being like a Sam linebacker guy. I like him as a Sam linebacker that pass rush sometimes. I wouldn't make him an edge guy that pass rush all the time, but I'll definitely make him a Sam kind of guy. So yeah, Ashton, if Parsons can make it to 11, and if he does, sure. If that's your guy, take him.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling. That you would watch a guy like Zaven Collins from Tulsa and be like, "Oh shit, fuck this Parsons dude. Let me get this Tulsa guy." But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I think highly on Zaven Collins too. I think he's a really good player. But I do think in the second round he might fall just a little bit, just because. Some other teams in the second round are probably going to be looking receiver or O-line or corner. So I think he might fall to a team like Cleveland or any team like that, any team that is looking for a pass rusher. But I think Zaven Collins is a really good player.
Ashton, let me ask you a question before I hang up on you. Where you at with Daniel Jones? You hope you was in the quarterback market. Did you want to tank for a quarterback, or you cool with Daniel? Where you at with him?
See, the thing with me is
time out. Stop. First of all, Nick, if you hear somebody start with, okay, see, you know something interesting is on the way. You know a deep answer. You know there's some extra coming. There's some caveats. Okay, well, see, look. Right. All right, go ahead, Ashton. My bad for cutting you off, sir. See, go.
No, you're fine. What was I going to say? I think that tanking isn't. Yeah. I think Daniel definitely showed regression this year. Shepard was out for a period of time. Slayton was out for a period of time. Evan Ingram is fucking dog shit. But he didn't have much help, of course, with Barkley being out and everything. But on draft night when they drafted him over Josh Allen, I was ready to puke. But I think if Daniel Jones gets a couple of weapons, I think if he can become more of a confident pocket passer, because he looks like he looks lost when he's in the pocket passing. I think if he can become more confident, I think he can develop into being not a star quarterback or top tier elite quarterback, but I think he could be somewhere middle tier kind of quarterback. And the Giants have had that for a while. Eli was never really like, of course, when he won those 2 Super Bowls, that was like elite level, but then he dropped down and everybody was like, oh, draft a quarterback. And they kept the Giants have this thing where they just procrastinate and just don't, you know what I mean?
Okay,
but I think
it just sounds like you hate Daniel Jones. It sounds like you out on Daniel Jones, my guy. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like you out.
Yeah.
But Ashton, I got some other callers though, man. Appreciate you so much. Call back next week, man. Appreciate it. Salute.
Yep.
Yo, Nick, whenever they say, all right, look, so watch this. Whenever they say,
well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Hey, chat box. Name opening words that the rest of the sentence is gonna be some bullshit. Okay, look, so I wasn't always. Okay, let me explain. Yo, Nick. Hey, Nick. Okay, look. Think about it like this. Okay, think about it like this. All right, that's it. I'm moving on. Chat box. How do you open up a sentence if you know some bullshit coming? Please put in the chat. No disrespect, but no disrespect, but. Oh shit! I'm not racist. Come on.
Well, see what happened was.
Check it though. Here's what. Look. Well, my thing with him. Oh shit. Oh man. Mel Kiper will never have a show better than mine. You got to think about it from my perspective. It's crazy.
Think about it from my perspective.
That's crazy. Oh man, I don't mean to be rude, but oh man, one more, please. Give me one more before I move on. I know this sounds crazy. That's it. I'm moving on. Oh shit. Oh man. Here's the deal. Oh, my show's crazy. Oh man. Oh man. Adrian Lindsay said, so what happened was, man. Damn. I don't need to be rude, but hear me out. Damn. All right, let's move on. We can't be here all night. It's not that I don't understand, but Oh man. But mama, I. Okay, we moving on. Houston, 832. What's up? Who this? So check it out.
How's it going, Robert?
What's good? Who this?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
I got a Micah Parsons question for you.
Okay.
If Micah Parsons and Patrick Surtain are both still on the board when it comes to our pick, who would you take between the two?
Patrick.
You lean more towards Patrick. What is everybody's problem with Micah Parsons, though? I mean, I was saying they should treat this draft like they did last year with C.D. Lamb. You couldn't pass that pick up. So the same thing with Parsons. If he's still there, how can you not pick that guy, man?
Couple of things about Parsons. So it's a couple of angles you can look at. It's him, the player, then it's him, the position that he plays. Off-ball linebackers typically aren't as valuable as corners. So when you have an opportunity to get a corner, go get you one. I think that when you run out of corners, it's going to be harder to find. But you can find many linebackers in the second and third round. That's another angle at this. I think Micah Parsons has some issues diagnosing plays. If you watch his film versus teams that don't misdirect him, and it's interesting that Nick Gasher, said that, but the teams that don't misdirect him, he's good to go. If you get to the league, there's going to be misdirection. There's nothing you can do about that. If you watch his Ohio State game, they misdirected that dude's life away. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I've been dealing with Jalen Smith for the past 16 weeks, and Jalen Smith gets his life misdirected away. So when I watch Micah Parsons, I get a lot of Jalen Smith. Super athlete, can make every play, but he's going to have some diagnosis issues. And when you get to the next level, it's going to be a lot of motion. It's going to be a lot of read option. This ain't old football no more. So you're going to have to know how to diagnose plays. And I think there are players that do that better than him. Zaven Collins doesn't get tripped up. Nick Bolton doesn't get tripped up. I got to watch the Notre Dame kid close, but I've seen him in passing. He seems to be solid. But I just want the player that diagnoses better with the athleticism on the back end.
Well, I've also heard, real quick, that a lot of people saying that if we took Parsons, that would make Jalen's game better because we all know Jalen sucks in pass coverage. But this kid, Parsons, he's not elite at pass coverage, but he's pretty damn good, man.
I got some Illuminati friends that say Jalen might not even be on this team no more, so we'll talk about that at some point maybe. But also with Parsons too, though, you got to think about where you would play him. He just came out and said, I want to be an edge guy, and I project him to be more of a Sam guy. So if you play nickel, where you playing a Sam linebacker at? I don't think he's an Isaiah Simmons guy that can play Sam, then the very next play he's playing nickel corner or like safety or something. So
right.
I think you have to consider all those things. But with Patrick Surtain, he may not be the most elite corner, but I do know where I can play him and where he could be good day one.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, man. I'm new to your channel, but everything I've seen you do, man, is right up there, and I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron from Houston. Next time you call in, you ain't got to wait a whole hour because I know it's you. So that's Aaron from Houston. Appreciate you, my guy.
I appreciate you. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah. Oh, man. Nick, come on, son. Nick, hey, come on now. Hey, who else show could do that in the middle of the show? Come on now. Hey, look.
No one.
I try to be humble, but my show crazy. My show fire. Come on now.
I watched NFL Network for 4 years, and not once did this happen, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh goodness. What's the anime dog fan? Jeff started the idea, but then I went to go ask some Illuminati friends, and it's some words in that building. But we'll talk about that on a Cowboy show. Drop a like if you like the show. Drop a fire emoji if you like the show. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the show moving forward. This is Lombardi Draft Talk. When me and Jeff Kavanaugh come together, we make the Scout Cast. We do this as well. He's one of my partners. When I get to collaborate with my other YouTube partners, Brandon from Frankly Football, Fuster King, Lieutenant Dan, we might get together, do some work. Me and Coach Evans probably get together, do some work. Ooh, excuse me. I've been drinking water. My bad. You don't want to miss those shows. So make sure your notification bell is turned on. Make sure you sub. So just in case it ain't on, you will see it in your feed or whatever. You will see that Voch Lombardi dropped the video. Plus, you don't want to miss the film sessions neither, right? And also go to patreon.com/Voch Lombardi because I'm dropping film by the threes over there. We watched 4 prospects the other day, and then a lot of what happens sometimes is I'll watch film, then I'll bring that directly over to the live stream, and we'll just talk about it here as a family. So you don't want to miss out. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. You can put $1 in there, you'll get it. The link is up top. All 22 film sessions, if that's y'all's thing, if that's what you want to do. And appreciate y'all. So we got 469 up next. Raider Bob called back, but we only gonna give him a little bit of time because he called in earlier. And then we're gonna check in with the chat box and wrap up the show. Nick, did you have any other comments before we get into 469?
Hey, Voch, here's the thing.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, Voch, here's the thing.
I don't want to sound crazy, but
I don't want to sound crazy. You got to go yell at Dan for his Greg Russo. Yeah, Dan likes Greg Russo. I'm gonna have to fuss at him. I don't know. Jalen
Patrick Jones is edge rusher 1.
Hold on, time out. Daniel said Patrick Jones is edge 1.
Yo, that's what I saw on his Twitter the other day, please. That's all.
I hope they draft Micah Parsons, boy. I hope to death they draft Micah Parsons, boy, because we'll contract his ass to death.
Man, hold on, man. I didn't intro you yet, dog. Wait a minute, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, dog.
I was on mute.
That ain't how this work over here, dog. What's going on, player? Hold on. Wait a minute. We do things with structure over here. We do things with decency and order over here. What you think this is? The boom boom room? What is this? Okay, let me.
Hey, boss, how you doing, sir?
Time out, man. Wait a minute. What are you doing? What is it? What is this man doing? Okay, hold on. So let me go to the phone. Let's see who's on the phone here, Rod. Let's see who's on the phone. Okay, we got 469. Okay, let me hit. Okay, 469. What's up? Who this?
Hey, boss. This is Quincy Sands from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, Quincy from Dallas. What's up, Quincy from Dallas? What you got for the show?
Man, I've been listening to some of your callers. I hope to God that the Giants draft Micah Parsons. I watch your Patreon on him.
Okay.
Man, if anybody know about the NFC East,
yeah,
the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins, they all run kind of trades.
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons don't do good with kind of trades. He don't do good with the quarterback pulling the ball and keeping it. He don't do good with that. He just don't. So if they want him, hey, have him. What I want the Cowboys to take that number 10 pick, go down, get Nick Bolton can cover. Nick Bolton can tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Bolton will hit you in your face.
Yeah.
And he played in the SEC.
Sure.
Look at his tape.
Sure.
Period.
Sure.
So I take him all day long over Nick Parsons. You know why? Because the Cowboys, we have too many people that miss tackles.
Right.
I'm tired of seeing people miss tackles.
Right.
Okay? Jalen, listen, we need to pay Randy Gregory. I would love for them to post-June him,
right,
take his money, and give that money to my boy Gregory.
Right.
Pay the man because he deserves it. Okay? And I'm tired of people trying to get rid of Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
But you was a lineman. We all know in the NFL, it's a couple positions that you can play until you're 35 and 36 and still be good.
Right.
Offensive tackle is one, quarterback is another.
Right.
On top of that, he's a Hall of Famer, all-pro tackle.
Yes.
Right now. So as he gets older, that means he's going to start regressing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you go from all-pro, Pro Bowl, above average? He has so far to go to be sucky.
Yeah.
So why are we trying to get rid of him?
Yeah.
I have no understanding. And then you talked about the other day, he's cheap. For an all-pro tackle, he is cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for the Cowboys, like you were saying, we needed more bricks. And right now we have 10. If we get all the historic picks, we need 4 starters on defense.
Right.
I want Nick Bolton in that first round.
Yeah.
I want Washington, the safety, in the second round. And with the second pick that you hopefully you pick up from trading down, I want Marvin Wilson, the fatty. And then whatever color cornerback you can give me later on, I'll take that. But we need 4 starters if we are going to have a serviceable defense.
Fair enough. That's all we need. That's all we need. Hey, Quincy from Dallas, great call, man. I just made you platinum, so next time you call, I know it's you, man. Salute.
Thank you, sir. Good job, Nick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Showing love to Nick. Shouts out to Tony Perry, dropped 10 in the Cashapp. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate all contributions to the show. They mean the world to me. Nick, did you have a comment on anything that he said? Quincy from Dallas said?
No, I think I like that idea. I think Marvin Wilson's a great second-round dude that you can get in the second round and not feel bad about, right? Because I have a first-round grade on him personally. The thing about Marvin Wilson, I'll do this real quick so we can keep going, but people say his 2020 film has dropped his stock. His 2020 film wasn't bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It was pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Now, this is my whole thing, right? Like his 2020 film is pretty good. But his 2019 film is crazy, and his 2018 film is crazy, and his 2017 film is good. So like, we're not just finna just do that because of one game you ain't like. And I'm not willing to listen to Twitter people anymore. I tell everybody, don't even just take my word for it. Right? I've been saying this for a long. Look, I say things because I want y'all to like consider them, but don't take it as gold just because I said it. Like, take what I said and go, and then go watch the film. Like, okay, I see what Voch was talking about here. You know what I'm saying? Just do your own work. Right. Now, Raider Bob called in earlier. We're going to give him like 30 seconds to get in and get on out. Raider Bob, you called back, sir. What's happening?
Daniel Falale, that big tackle from Minnesota.
Who?
Time out. 78. He's the right tackle.
Time. What's his last name again, Raider Bob? What's his last name again?
Well, it's Faalele.
Well, I can't type it, Raider Bob. Just say it for me. I got to sound out of my mind. That's just how my brain works. What it is again? What's his name?
I think it's Faalele.
Faalele.
I pronounce it like Faalele, or Falele maybe. Falele.
Okay.
So,
anyway, the reason I called about him is there's a bunch of tackles. We need a tackle.
Yes.
We got Java the Hutt there now. He's overpaid, and I was wondering if we could get if this guy was any good at all.
I mean, I got to watch film on the Raider Bob, but if he's a Minnesota kid, he's probably one of them big ass Minnesota kids because all the offensive linemen huge. So
400 pounds.
Voch, he's the 6'9" guy with 400 pounds of fat on him.
Nick,
that's who that guy is.
Nick, they all look like that, except
that's a good point.
except the tackles. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I need to rebuild. The Raiders need to rebuild their offensive line. We need a guard. We need two guards. We need a center pretty soon because Hudson, is getting to the end of his playing, and we need that right tackle right away.
Yeah, I feel you. One thing before I hang up on you, Raider Bob, quickly. How is Colton Miller doing?
He's better.
Time out. Nick, did you hear that breath? Did you hear that breath he took?
On him.
Y'all re-signed y'all re-signed Colton Miller?
Well, yeah.
Why the hell y'all do that?
Because we ain't got nobody.
That's I guess.
Because Parker's a bust.
Yeah.
We ain't got anybody.
Yeah. Yo, Raider Bob, this is what I like about you, man. Every time you call into the show, it sounds like you enjoying yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you just enjoying the moment.
Facts.
Like it's just something cold to drink in your cup. You on the front porch just enjoying life.
Not as much as you and Nick. Now you guys really enjoy, and I enjoy listening to you. Have a good time.
I'm drinking water. I'm not. I'm fine.
Yeah, I was drinking water earlier.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
All right, good call, Raider Bob. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Bye.
sir. Nick, so I got so Colton Miller, right? A Raider fan hit me up the other day, and they was like, "Yo, Voch, you was wrong about Colton Miller. He's playing better." I feel like
I don't think so.
I feel like, first of all, I gotta watch film to even like confirm that. But two, what's the statute of limitations on my draft profile? Because if I said that Colton Miller's bad and he was and he was bad for 3 years, you can't come to me year 5 finally like, hey Voch, Colton Miller not bad. Because even if he's not bad, you still drafted him too high for a not bad offensive lineman.
I say it's like 3 years. That's my statute of limitations, at least.
Yeah, like if he got better after 3 years, good. I'm glad he got better, but that ain't got nothing to do with me no more. He was bad for 3 years.
Right.
You know, Nick, this was dope, sir. You coming in hosting the show. You know we do this every now and then. Plug all your stuff. Plug all your stuff and tell the people where to find you before you hang up the phone or any closing remarks you have. Go ahead.
Well, the YouTube Illuminati got to me the other day. I logged into that YouTube account, and all the content was gone. All the subscribers are gone. So I'm gonna rebuild it, right?
Now, time out, Nick. Why did that happen?
I don't know, man. It's just I logged in one day and it was gone, man. I'm not lying.
It was because of copyright strikes or something.
Yeah, probably because I had copyright strikes from the ones that actually did film on. I don't know what happened, but I'll rebuild it. I mean, it just says there's nothing. All my subscriptions are still there. Let's look at my channel. No subscribers. It just says you're the featured channel and no videos. But we're gonna rebuild that. We're gonna next week. I'm gonna be dropping a film session on Zach Wilson, so stay tuned. Poor man's Mahomes. We'll probably do that the day that I call in on the show next week. So just stay tuned. And I got an Instagram account that's coming soon. I'll announce that next week and stuff too. So we're gonna try and expand the brand a little bit and get into it.
What's your YouTube channel again? Let them know so they know where to find you at.
It's called NG Draft Central.
There's always something different.
I'll put it in the chat real quick. NG Draft Central.
So
Check that out in about a week.
So is there not a YouTube channel called Nick Gashler where there's Nick Gashler stuff?
That's like my personal YouTube channel where I have all my subscriptions and stuff. The other one's like a business channel. You know what I'm saying? Got to get that differentiation in there.
A business channel, boy. You just growing up all in front of us, man. All right, man. Get off my phone. I'll let you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Y'all go check out Nick Gashler, man. He posts some great stuff over there. Chat box, do y'all have anything for me before we hang up the show? Before we hang up the show, do y'all have any questions? I know there were some people that weren't able to call into the show. We're gonna do Lombardi's Draft Talk every week. It's gonna vary because sometimes we can do multiple shows per week. Like when Senior Bowl come around, you may get 3 Lombardi draft talks that week. It's not gonna be just a set day to do Lombardi's Draft Talk. So, like I said, you got to cut the notifications on so you can know when I drop it. What else? We do the Voch and Jeff show, Scoutcast. Tankonia, Stankathon. We do that every Wednesday, so you can actually tune in for that. That's Wednesday around 7 something. So be sure to tune into that, and just look out for the films. Chat box, y'all got any questions? He said, "What is it again?" Nick dropped it in here. Nick, where did he drop it? This chat ain't moving that fast now. He just dropped it in there. Did y'all hear Nick call me sir? Did y'all hear Nick call me sir earlier, man? But it's cool. Okay, here we go. There's Nick Gashler there. And let's pin the comment. Replace pin comment. Why didn't it let me... Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So the pinned comment at the top of the draft. There we go. Nick Gashler, NG Draft Central. That's his page. Go over there, check him out. And Nick Gashler was supposed to have been done this, but Jalen Phillips Patreon show. Okay, so this is how Patreon works, right? Like I can't post all the film. For one, I don't have all the film. I don't even know how to get the film. People ask me all the time, Voch, how do you get the film? I don't know. Like, it's a very Illuminati-esque thing. I don't know who I'm getting the film from. I just know that I have to knock on a door, sell my soul, and I'll get a link, and we'll just go from there. Then I delete the evidence when I'm done with it. I just can't go, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people ask me about Davion Nixon film. Anime Dolphin talked about this earlier, also, but like Iowa film's a little different. And it makes sense because, I couldn't get Tristan Wirfs film until late last year. So things happen, Somebody arguing outside my crib. Also, like the whole like Jalen Phillips, like when we get Miami film that we can watch, you'll get it. So the film that I'm able to give you, I put polls up there on the film that I can get for you. I put the polls up there. If the names ain't in the polls, then I can't get it for you. You see what I'm saying? And we just gonna have to rock with that. You know what I'm talking about? So Nick, what I need you to do is go to your YouTube channel and give us the actual link so that we can find you. And then like we can click on the link through the thing, Nick Gash. Like, so find me the link. Quit being lazy. Find me the link and post that in the chat, and then I'll pin it to the top. But chat box, questions. Insight on Davion Nixon. Davion Nixon, cool, man. He wasn't as great as the hype would indicate for Davion Nixon or whatever, but he's fine. He doesn't use his hands. You can tell he's talented. He has some quickness. He could be stronger than some people. He's one of the people that try to run through people just putting his shoulder down, but he doesn't have a lot of nuance to his game. And I think he gets kind of lazy sometimes. They play him in A gap. He probably should be played in B gap. He's not powerful enough to deal with double teams. There's Davion Nixon. He's cool. Second round guy maybe. Yeah. Let's see. We need Holland or Cisco. Holland and Cisco suck to me, especially Holland. I could deal with Cisco, but Holland's bad. Holland's not a good player to me. I remember when the Cowboys draft expert wanted to draft Laquan Treadwell at 4 over Zeke in 2016. That's why I hardly ever listen to Alice and watch film. Well, people be wrong sometimes. People get wrong, but Treadwell in that top 5, that's kind of crazy. Can we give Nick his wrench back? Did Nick have a wrench at first? Yeah, Nick can have his wrench back. Nick, leave a comment so I can get wrenches back. How high does Zaven go? I think Zaven go high. I think Zaven's going to be one of those guys where the draft community, anticipated him going high, but the media cast didn't anticipate him going high. So when he goes high, I think he's going to go like top 15 or something, Zaven Collins. So when he goes top 15, they're going to be on TV like, whoa! And the draft community is going to be like, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, sure, that's fair. Shouts out to Zaven Collins. So there you go, Nick Gash. You have a wrench now. What is this channel about? Huh? I must be popping in somebody's notifications. I apologize. We break down draft here, NFL draft here. So for all 32 teams, I watch film and I evaluate players and I show nuances to the common football fan. And we try to get better around here. So welcome, 16 crack unknowingly. You can rewind the show and re-listen to the show if you're a football fan. And we had a pretty fun show today. Do you like Ahmad Gardner? Haven't watched him yet. Check this out. Joseph Osai is going to go top 15, possibly. If he tests well, I think he can. He reminds me so much of Hassan Riddick, right? Just super effort guy, super motor, bendy guy. High ceiling, floor. He could probably work on his hands. He could probably get a little better at the nuances of pass rushing, but he's going to make a lot of plays just, not stopping. So, Uncle Charlie up here. What's happening, Uncle Charlie? With his Valentine's Day hearts. With how shaky our D-line and linebackers, so I'm assuming it's Cowboy fans, how do we possibly fix this in one offseason? You probably won't be able to fix anything in one offseason. What you need is the guys that you drafted in previous years to step up and be better. Step up and be better. With that being said, it's time for me to take a nap. I'm tired. It's late. It's 9:30. I'm an old man. And I still got work to do somehow. I'm going to take these contacts out and lay down somewhere and take me a good old nap. You know what I mean? Until then, I'll see y'all next time. whenever next time may be. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. Peasky Whiskey is free. That rhyme. That's why we Scoutcast. That's why I'm Andre 3000 and Scoutcast. Y'all hold it down, man. Appreciate all the super chats, man. Holla.